There she is.
Oh my God, I apologise. How are we? All right?
Yeah, all right. Why are you apologising?
I just, I'm still broken with convention. Like,
Oh no.
I can't deal with it anymore. And
Well, you'd think it was still broken, it would have been me.
exactly, that's what I mean. You were up. Had a great time. I was tucked up in bed. I still can't cope. It's not good, is it?
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Hardcore. Hi, Karen. Karen's giving us a wave. Lovely to meet you at the weekend.
Yeah.
So, how are people doing? Who's read the introduction? Give me a hands up if you've read the introduction. Yeah. Twice, Mrs. King.
I can't absorb information. Only read, I've just not. So I did go over it a few times, but I'm excited. It's got me.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been 100% planned since Monday, and I've been reading the book. I've been reading a bit daily, so I read 2 chapters last night to finish the introduction. But yeah, I feel focused and ready for this. And so many people said they're going to watch, or they're going to watch back, or they've got the book, and they'll check in. So yeah, I just hope it's going to really help others how it's helping us, I suppose.
Yeah, because from now, so today's day one, isn't it?
Yes.
And so from today, we're going to be putting on stories, what we're doing and things like that, and then kind of the recap. So there's going to be tasks every day, which is going to be good for accountability as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. And actually, one of my slimmers recommended this book to me. So I've got the diet solution book, but this is a weight loss workbook. So a lot of it like runs in line with each other, but I've just read the introduction to this. And yeah, there's like it puts things in a different way, and it's just a little bit more. So I thought it is £15, so it's like more expensive than the original one. But I just thought, you know what, I'll invest in it and see how I get on. So
I'm jumping in with both feet. I'm going to do it properly.
absolutely. Hey. Vicky's read her introduction. We know that.
Yeah, she put on her stories.
Yeah,
Smashed
absolutely.
man at the weekend. Oh my God.
So proud of you, Vicky. I sat next to Vicky during convention during the daytime, and she said, "I'm not coming this evening because I can't trust myself not to break plan." Anyway, fast forward a few hours, she made the evening, and she stuck to plan.
So good, honestly.
It's like inspirational, isn't it?
That's the thing. So true. And it's just that having that, and that's what it covers in the introduction, doesn't it? It's kind of all these scenarios and things like that you can use as a reason not to work around the other way and going, no, actually.
Yeah, I found it really, I think even the introduction, even though it's not started doing your tasks yet, so much of it is just like, that's me. Yes, that's
Yeah.
me. Honestly, literally, I mean, I find this book so easy to read
Yeah.
because it is just, she could have written it about me.
And that's the thing, isn't it? And it's where it's good, where it's kind of like you picked it up on your stories when it says about cheating, because that's something I struggle with so much when it goes, oh, I've cheated it like by 10 o'clock in the morning, I've sat down and I've had something I shouldn't have done. When actually, no, it's not. It says, doesn't it, like rephrasing it into like saying that it's unplanned or overeating, and then you draw the line there and you carry on. You don't sort of like write the whole day off. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So one interesting thing in this workbook thing, it was much like it's the driving analogy in the introduction of this, but it was, say for example, you wanted to start playing tennis. You get a tennis coach, you practice. You can't expect to win every game. The idea of eating unplanned food and giving up is, playing a bad tennis shot and going, well, I'm never going to play again.
No.
Throw the whole game because I made one bad shot. And it's putting it in like into perspective like that actually doesn't mean that we have to break the whole plan. And I think a lot of the time it's what's the word of this is a habit that you think of that you've got to change your train of thought almost, haven't you? It's
Probably perfection or nothing, I think, in a lot of it. Whereas when that tennis thing, like you said, if you miss a shot, well, if you've got one of them automatic ball machines, you've got a ball flying at you again before you can even realise, and you just got to get on with it. So yeah, that's very true.
it. I love that. But yeah, yeah.
Amazing. So
So,
yeah, and then was there anything else in there that you really?
you know, I've written all these notes and I've just jumped to the end of my notes because that came to me and I was like, this is, yeah, I was excited about that because, yeah, it's almost changing what triggers you. Like, look at me and you mirroring each other. It's changing what triggers you. It's saying, you know, oh, I had a glass of wine. Well, now I've got to eat because I always eat if I have a glass of wine. Change what triggers you. Change it. Change what having a glass of wine means. You know, not saying go out and have a glass of wine, but, you know, if you do have something unplanned, change what it means to you. If you don't want to say cheat now, but if you've come off plan and make it so it is just a mistake and oh well, everyone makes mistakes, well let's just carry on.
Yeah,
Well, to think that you're going to win every game of tennis, it's unreasonable to think that you're never going to miss a shot. You know, we're all human at the end of the day and we need to start, yeah, giving ourselves a break.
definitely. And that's why I think I was excited. It kind of, the introduction sets you up and gives you, I don't know, just like a thought that, yeah, actually, this can be possible. Like, she makes it sound as easy as anything that you say to yourself, you just got to flip it. Whatever negative thought it is or whatever's triggering you, you've just got to flip it round and just be like, yeah, okay, I want that, but that's not going to get me to where I want. That's not going to help me lose weight. And like you said, it's not going to work every time.
Yeah.
If 80% of the time you're doing it, then it's going to be like, it's something that's going to change and get easier.
Yeah.
For it, sort of thing.
Yeah. But it's like what she says about the mindless eating. You know, that's, you know, I think we all say, oh yeah, I didn't even realize I was eating it. But I think sometimes I intentionally block out my thoughts, block out those the helpful thoughts, not the sabotaging thoughts. You know, sabotaging thoughts hit, and you know, you sort of just tunnel vision. Oh, I'm doing this without thinking.
You're like, I'm really not thinking about it.
Yeah. I'm going in a trance.
Yeah.
Just doing it. We're thinking, I don't care, you know, whatever, you know, in the helpful thoughts. When they're there, the thoughts are there. It's just like forcing yourself to listen to them. And when you said about Vicky on Saturday night, it would have been really easy for her to go, well, everyone else is drinking. But actually, she probably came away from convention. She had a big old loss, didn't you, on Monday, Vic? And then how it that I didn't break plan and I still had a good time. And this is what I think we see, especially with alcohol. Well, I'm not going to have a good time if I don't drink. When actually, like, you're fun on your own. You don't need alcohol.
I am.
I'm fun anyway. I don't need alcohol to have a good time. But it's flipping that, isn't it? Rather than going, oh, I'm here at this party, I really wish I could have a drink. I can't have a drink. It's not fair that I can't have a drink. Actually going, isn't it great that I can enjoy myself at a party without feeling the need to eat food I'm not necessarily going to enjoy, to drink alcohol and make a fool of yourself, to be annoying and try and get up on the stage with the poor band.
They love it. They just want,
yeah.
isn't it? So you're right. You are right.
So no, sorry, go on.
No, go on.
I was going to say, and not only are you proud of yourself after that, the next bit that I pointed out was about the resistance muscle. I love this resistance muscle and giving in muscle. You know, from one occasion of being amazing and sticking to plan when, you know, everyone else around you is drinking and eating, all you're doing is then strengthening your resistance muscle. You're letting yourself know that next time you can do it. You give in once. Next time you think, oh, well, I know I can't do this. I know I can't go to a party and not drink. So your giving in muscle is strengthened.
Yeah.
on a week where we can.
And then that makes it easier, doesn't it? So if you're concentrating on it in a more physical way like that, then I'm going to be building up that side of it, then that's really good as well.
Tennis analogy, if you don't practice, you're not going to get any better. You practice, you're going to get better. And again, like we said before, you're not going to be perfect, but you are going to get better. And the same with strengthening this resistance muscle. It's going to get easier, because the more you practice, the stronger you feel and the easier it becomes.
Yeah. Because when it says thinking like a thin person, and it's kind of people who don't struggle with their weight and maintain a level healthy weight are like, oh, don't even think about it. They do, of course they do. They think about it a lot more than I think someone who is overweight thinks that they do, because they just think, oh, it comes naturally, it's easy to them. And some people it does, but very, very few. A lot of people who are maintaining are working damn hard at it. So if you're strengthening that muscle at the beginning and all the way through, then you're going to make it, because you're changing those habits rather than just getting to where you want to be and then nothing's changed. You're just kind of like still back to where you were, sort of thing. So yeah, I think you're definitely right.
I think if you don't work on your mindset, you are always going to be like, I can't wait to this day where I can have this. And, you know, you're constantly like feeling deprived. You're making yourself feel deprived, rather than thinking, isn't it great that I don't need that? Even though I could probably eat it, isn't it great that I don't need that? And when you say about thin people, you know, naturally thin people, I love how she brings up that, yeah, some people are naturally thin and can eat what they want, but most naturally thin people are either working on it and just sort of not letting on how much they're working on it, or have practiced working on it so much that it doesn't enter their head anymore, that they would automatically, yeah, do you know what, I fancy a bit of that, but automatically they won't eat for the rest, like I won't binge or, you know, eat loads for the rest of the day, or they up their exercise. And, you know, you know, you're going to burn more than you eat. So, you know, if you're used to thinking like that, then, you know.
But they have other ways of dealing with their triggers, don't they? That's what it comes down to. Any trigger. And I think there's 4 in here that she says. I think there's like emotional, social, mental, that there's 4 different ones. Yeah. And I think for anything like that, my instant would be food. Whereas someone who doesn't think about food and doesn't struggle with their weight, which is what we're aiming for, is like you said, they'll go for exercise, they'll just go out for a walk, they'll see friends, they'll read a book, they'll just do anything. It won't instantly be food and drink. There's other things as well.
But I've noticed, like, even at a young age, you know, my little boy falls over, you want to stop him crying, you give him a bit of chocolate. Like, we are a product of this, aren't we? That, you know, I know one of my things is I have to clear my plate. I had to clear my plate growing up, and I hate wasting food now. But yeah, like, even, you know, my friend's little girl is just started senior school, and she gets taken out for treats. If, you know, and we all do it, you know, if she's had a bad day, well, we've started taking her out for treats. And, you know, they're even saying, like, we're teaching her that food cheers you up, that if you're, you know, if you're unhappy, we automatically go to food. And that was like a massive, like, eye opener for me, because it all stems from somewhere, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even with like children, but especially with my girls, that's one thing that I really try not to. Mm-hmm. And again, another thing when it comes to dieting, when it comes difficult, is that you do everything for everyone else, but it's actually doing it for yourself as well. So yeah, it's kind of making yourself a priority again, isn't it? And sort of thinking, right, like if it's not good enough for them and I'm not allowing them to have it, then why is it good? Like, why is it good enough for me? Yeah.
And
think about.
Yeah. It's getting very deep. But yeah, no, with the thing, like the kids and everything, I know a lot of people will say, like, oh, you know, I'm not going to do this plan, I don't want to put myself first, I don't, you know, you feel like you're being selfish, like putting yourself first. And like, a lot of things in this book are like making time for yourself, making time to diet, making time to exercise. But actually, it's okay to put yourself first, and putting yourself first generally has a knock-on effect on those people that, you know, we're trying to put first anyway. You know, I know, like, yesterday, I like Ben came in from work. He worked in the office yesterday, and I was like, I've done this, I've done this. And he's like, I love it when you're on plan because I get stuff done, and I'm like not napping every day or like putting things off or just sitting and being lazy. Like,
Oh,
get done.
like just face everything and think, right, come on, let's do this. Let's like kind of, it's true. It is very true. I think you have more time as well. I find I have more time because I'm not just sitting, like you said, not napping, but just like scrolling through my phone or watching TV or like thing. I'll literally be like, right, I need to distract myself. I need to be busy. I need to do that. So yeah, you just seem to have more hours in the day.
Yeah. Wasting.
Fab.
Okay, so what else? So easy to think. Oh yeah, so one thing I picked up as well was about, we know this stuff now. We know that we need to be answering our sabotaging thoughts when it is in the moment. It is sometimes difficult, but this is what is lovely about this book, is that it's dealing with and learning all of these coping strategies. So when it is in the moment, you're not thinking, oh, what have I got to do? What does the book say I've got to do? But by practicing these techniques and talking about them, I think even gives you that inclination to remember it. I'm not getting my words out very well today, but do you know what I mean? In the moment, it will be more readily there for you
Yeah,
to open it.
isn't it? And kind of just, and I think she refers back to like the key tools quite a lot. So it's not as if you'll do it once and then you won't look at it again for the next 42 like days. I know coming up, like you have response cards and things like that, and it's like go through 4 times a day, read through it, look at it, take it in. So like you said, so that then when something does come up, you're prepared. So I think like the first 2 weeks are just kind of like a preparation, set foundations, so that then you can kind of build on it. But yeah, it's just preparation, isn't it? People say about toolkits and things like that all the time. So it's just having something there that's going to help you when you are thinking, oh God, what am I supposed to, like, how do I act? Like, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely. Yeah, so speaking of that 2 week, it's called the 2 week wait, isn't it?
yeah,
Of starting the program is that you start your diet on day 15. However, if you are already dieting, then it's fine to start, to carry on dieting, but just make sure you go through all of the steps in order. And it does say if you want to do more than one a day, that's fine, but she recommends that you do one a day. But likewise, if you need to practice one more than one day, that's fine. But yeah, just don't skip any days. And it's very easy. I know the first time around reading this book, I was just like, yeah, it's up here. It's up here. And it's so easy to just think that you've got it, but
yeah,
been up here all the time, like,
yeah,
and it just says in the book, like, this is why it hasn't worked before, or this is why I've gained weight again. It's about like practicing those, but making sure it's trust the process, isn't it? Like we always say to our slimmers, it's trusting the process and doing what you're supposed to do.
exactly. Hello, we're like totally like me. But yeah, no, I'm very right. Getting distracted by Tracy. She was the one dancing as well on the weekend. That girl can dance.
Yeah,
So I've
others
started.
think
Well,
they
yeah, that's mood thinking again. I've started my day one.
brilliant.
So
You're going
maybe,
to share reasons.
yeah, my response, yeah, thinking about your reasons and going through. So that's really good because automatically we think about our why, don't we?
Yeah,
And that sort of goes into it. But yeah, so that's what we're doing this week, isn't it? Days 1 to 7.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, day one today. And then this time next week, we'll be discussing days 1 to 7. So keep an eye on mine and Holly's feeds, because we'll be posting daily. Yeah, about what we're doing, and then next week will just be kind of a wrapping up session of the first week.
Yeah, but let us know how you find it.
Yeah, if you're watching back as well, drop us a comment, give us a heart to say that you've rewatched, and yeah, we'll be sure to give you a shout out. but thank you to those people that have been watching. Is there anything else that I've missed? I've automatically started wrapping up.
No, I think we didn't want to go through all of it, did we? We just wanted to touch on things I think that really helped us. So yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely.
if there's anything we missed, then tell us.
If
there's anything that anyone else liked in the intro and we've missed, then yeah.
Absolutely. What we should start doing next week, if you've got any questions, along the bottom of the screen, there's the question mark, isn't it? So rather than questions getting lost in the chat because we're getting carried away with the sound of our own voices, if you put any questions or comments in that question box, then we can take some time and have a look at them at the end. So
yeah, anything people have found useful or they want to share with the rest of the group and things like that, then yeah, I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
Bit of we'll do from next week.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all in it together, or together as one, wasn't it?
Together as one.
Well, I'll still be sharing this to my IGTV. I'll add you as a collaborator. I don't know if that means that you could be able to share it, but I'll download the video and send it to you anyway. It will be going on our YouTube channels. It will be going. Holly has joined me on my wannabe losers weight loss motivation page over on Facebook, so it will be added there in the guides. So if you want to head over there, we're going to try and get that group a little bit busy and provide some support for everyone, including us.
We can put a link on stories, can't we? So I'll do that.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Yeah,
go through, can't they? We'll do that.
Yeah, that group buzzing and start supporting each other.
Fab.
Cool. Well, nice chat.
And
I go and put the washing away and do day one.
Yeah, let me know how you get on. I'm going to put mine on what I've done. So I've had to go through, but yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
All right then.
All right, lovely.
See you later.
Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Bye.
Bye.